What's up, everybody? Miss Montana De Leon here with a video on self-love as it pertains to relationships and what I have learned over the past 8 years of my self-love journey about myself and dating and relationships. So I think that self-love plays a major role with having a healthy, happy, long-lasting relationship. It keeps you from being in relationships longer than you should. You know when to leave, you know when to get out of that relationship when it's no longer serving you, and it's not what both of you ultimately want. I know before my self-love journey, I would kind of put up with anything from anybody because I didn't love myself enough. I didn't know my self-worth. I did not have a lot of character traits that were relationship worthy, so I couldn't be picky. Beggars can't be choosy. You know what I'm saying? So now that I went through this whole self-love phase, and let me just say this, self-love is comparable to parenting. So parents, what you would want for your daughter, like how you would want your daughter to be treated, that's how women would view self-love. Like, would I want my daughter to be treated like this? Would I want my daughter to go through this? Would I want my daughter to be with this person? And vice versa, parenting for your son. Do I want my son to endure this type of relationship? Do I want my son to act this way or be treated this way? If this is my son, would I push them to act this way or whatever? Like, that's kind of how I view self-love. Again, from a woman's standpoint, how a man treats me, if I would approve of my son or encourage my son or push my son to do these things in a relationship to his girlfriend or his wife, then yeah, I'll accept it from me. But if I wouldn't tell my son, yeah, do that, yeah, be sneaky, text your ex and whatever, then if I wouldn't say that to my son and encourage that for my son to do or behave like, then I wouldn't endure it for myself in a relationship. So that's how I view relationships now. That in conjunction with, I added a lot of relationship quality character traits to myself that I'm able to ask for certain things or expect certain things in a relationship, which is the basic human character traits that we should have even when we're single. You expect to be treated a certain way. I expect not to be lied to, which is something that you should automatically do in your own single life. Just not be a liar, not be a narcissist, not be a manipulative person, not be a cheating person. Don't cheat on your job, don't steal, don't be a dishonest person in life in general. As a single person, like, these are just obvious basic things that I ask of people, and you would be surprised at how hard it is to get the basics from somebody I know firsthand, because I wouldn't provide these things myself previous 8 years ago, previous to my self-love journey. So people come with a lot of mental baggage, mental instability, emotional baggage, emotional instability, and baggage from previous relationships and how they were treated from a totally different person that's not you. And you kind of get bled on from the cuts that somebody previously left on this person. So you get, the blood spills from that previous war with someone else. So I do know that it is a lot harder for me to get in a relationship. It's going to be far few in between somebody I date long. Like, I haven't had a relationship that lasted over, or dated somebody over 6 months in the past 8 years, because you deal with somebody, you keep dealing with them, and you start to be put in different situations or different scenarios come up, and you see how they perform, react, or respond, and you're just like, oh, this is emotionally unstable to act this way. This is mentally just not right. Like, you're just not a good person. Your character is messed up. Like, this is not gonna fly. So I do find myself leaving people alone, cutting people off a lot, because it's not what I want for long-term results of a happy, healthy relationship. So it's hard on me being this woke mentally about myself. Like, I've went through 8 years of reading and researching and studying about relationships and psychology, and even seeing a therapist now, just to make sure that I got my my head on straight, and the things that I've done over the past 8 years have been helping and not hindering me, and I've been doing things the correct way and not doing things that I think is right and is actually not right. So because I went through all that, and I'm still constantly progressing and constantly evolving and trying to take in more information and be more knowledgeable about the psychology of people, how people act, getting to the root of certain problems and issues and things that they do, and just being a good mate to somebody, it has been a challenge trying to find mentally stable people that, like, when I say mentally stable, I'm talking about the way you handle things. Like, I can stop talking to somebody. Like, back in the day, like, somebody would cut me off or stop talking to me, whatever, I'll go crazy. I want to stalk you. I want to blow up your phone, call you back to back to back. Like, mentally unstable. Like, you can't take the fact that somebody doesn't want to be bothered with you and just walk away and be like, okay, well, you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. That's mental stability. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can stop talking, you can cut me off, and I won't blow your car up or anything crazy like that, try and fight the new girl. Like, I'm mentally stable. I see that you don't want to be with me. I'm not going to blow your phone up. I'm not going to bother you. Whatever. I'm cool with that. I know where I'm not wanted. I'm okay with that, instead of trying to force myself into someone's life. So that's a sign of mental stability, and I see that I have grown to have that. So, and then emotional, like, previous relationship baggage, I don't bring that bullshit to the table. Everyone's a different person. Everyone's brand new. Some people may show signs of doing things that your ex or an ex has done, or somebody that you dated in the past has done. Then that will raise a red flag. Automatically, like, oh, you're just like my ex, like, you're doing the exact same thing. Like, a red flag is raised, and you want to look into it and make sure that it's not the exact same thing that you went through before. You know what I'm saying? You don't just jump to conclusions and jump all over your woman's intuition and act on that. I mean, you trust, but you verify, basically. But that's when you have self-love like that, you don't try and squeeze yourself into somebody's life where you're not wanted, where you're not treated well. That's mental stability. You don't stay in relationships that you see are going kind of left. Red flags have been raised. Things have not been dealt with, understood, comprehended, fixed, changed. So you know how to step out of that relationship. Not saying you dump somebody or leave somebody alone and cut somebody off for every little thing they do. You let them know, look, you're doing such and such and such. The reason why I have a problem with such and such and such is because it's not going to allow me to be more attracted to you because you're doing such and such thing. It's not making our bond tighter doing such and such thing. And ultimately, I do want a long-lasting, healthy relationship. And this isn't very healthy at all. So you make sure they comprehend this, not just listening to you. You make sure they comprehend this. And if they comprehend this and they say, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, I understand your point of view, and they don't change the behavior, then you know that's not the relationship for you to stay in. That's not going to be a relationship that you thrive in. That's not going to be that long-lasting, happy relationship, because they're not doing the things that are ultimately lining up with that finish line that you're looking for. So you're able to walk away in a very healthy, mentally stable manner without acting out. Okay? So know when to get out of a relationship. Know when to stop dating somebody. Know when somebody just not right for you, just in conversation and things that they say. People will show you who they are. You, like I say, you believe them. They show you who they are. We can paint a pretty picture of somebody we think is so cute, is so fine, so we just gonna paint a pretty picture and just overlook the red flags and sweep the red flags under the rug, and then we wonder why it don't work down the line. 2-3 years down the line, we breaking up over the exact same thing that we swept under the rug that we didn't deal with. No, we don't like this trait. No, we don't want to deal with this trait, but we swept it under the rug anyway. And then ultimately it came to an end. So you can't build a concrete, solid foundation on quicksand. So when you sweeping red flags under the rug and just letting shit slide, you're building a relationship on quicksand, and it's not going to last. So self-love, I mean, if you want me to talk more, you have specific questions about self-love as it pertaining to dating, relationships, knowing when to get into a relationship with somebody or stay in a relationship with somebody, when to leave the relationship from somebody, like, put the comments down below, the questions down below, and I'll try and do a second video. But I think I kind of covered as far as how this self-love journey has affected me, relationships and dating, and the longevity of relationships and having healthy relationships nowadays. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Love some.